Welcome to the Wellness Business Podcast. Simple strategies to cut through the online noise to fast-track the growth of your wellness business with Karen Paddock and Kathleen Legris.
Hey, friend. Welcome back to another episode of the Wellness Business Podcast. My name is Karen Paddock, and my incredible co-host is Kathleen Legris, and she's hanging out here with me. Hey, Kathleen.
Hey, Karen. So today on Instagram, I shared, and maybe I'll share it again as this episode goes live, but I thought it would be fun. I'm sharing some behind the scenes of how we do the podcast. I know when I first started listening to podcasts, I was so curious, well, what are they recording and how are they doing it and all that? So I thought it'd be kind of fun. So I will do my best to share more as this episode goes live.
Yeah. And really, we're talking about 3 steps to use effectively use content to attract your ideal clients. And this is definitely our main method, the podcast, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm ready to dive in. This is going to be good.
It is. Well, you've all probably heard the saying, content is king. And there's a reason that phrase is so popular. It's because the content that you create and share with your audience will lead the way for you in attracting the right people to your business. So they'll want to learn more about you and what you do and what you have to offer. The official name for this in the online business world that we all live in is called content marketing. And it's when you use your free and relevant and valuable information and knowledge to market yourself in a subtle but incredibly powerful way to a particular group of people. Your niche, your ideal clients. The bottom line is that people work with those that they know and trust. And your content is a very important component. I would say probably the most important component of building that trust. And one of the things that we teach our Wellness Business Accelerator students is to implement a system that allows them to create consistent content that doesn't take over their lives. We don't want them on the content creation hamster wheel. We've both been there and it's no fun. So we teach them through one of our lessons a simple method of creating one piece of content, and then we show them exactly how to use it in multiple ways in their business to do exactly what we just said, attract, nurture, and convert those dream clients into paying clients. And the benefit of our method is that you will show up more consistently for your subscribers and your followers while creating less content, which in our minds is a win-win every day of the week and twice on Sunday.
Well, yeah, just to reiterate what you were saying is that people do work with those who they know, like, and trust. And think about, have you ever signed up for something, whether it's a course or you worked with the business coach one-on-one or whatever? Did you ever sign up to purchase something when you didn't know anything about the person? Probably not, right? So your audience is looking for the same thing from you. So this is why this is a really good topic for us to cover today. So we are going to take you through 3 basic steps of creating your own content strategy for attracting your ideal clients. If you want to dive deeper into this method with our support, we'll be opening the doors to the Wellness Business Accelerator program again this September. If you're interested in getting on our VIP waitlist to be notified as soon as the doors open, you can sign up at wbwaitlist.com. We're going to have a super juicy bonus for those who join us on the first day only. So getting on the wait list is a good idea. That way you're sure that you don't miss out on that. You can find the link on our show notes page or just scroll down wherever you're listening to this in your podcast app. We'll definitely be keeping in touch between now and then when the doors open officially on Tuesday, September 14th. So you can plan ahead to grab your spot as one of our new students. And basically, the Wellness Business Accelerator program is a 12-week course where we take you through everything you need to know to grow and fill your practice in 6 months. So it's very, very comprehensive, and you get our support along the way. All right, let's dive into the 3 steps. Step number 1. This is key. decide what type of content you enjoy creating. For the purposes of this podcast, we're referring to the type of content that teaches something and typically has a call to action at the end that will help your subscriber or follower take the next step in the customer journey with you. So just to clarify, a call to action is simply the step or the action you want people to take next. This could be book a free call, read one of your blog posts. It could be join your Facebook group, sign up for your program. It could be watch one of your videos. So just a call to action is just a step you want them to take. There are 3 main types of content that you can create. Again, use the ones that bring you joy and happiness. Avoid the ones that you dread, because otherwise you're not going to be consistent with it. So number 1, written. Number 2, audio. And number 3, video. So we're going to go through each one of these. Each one is effective in its own right, but figuring out which one feels the easiest to you as your main format is going to help you remain consistent. For example, we both love audio content, and that's why this podcast is such a great fit for us. This is episode 211. So we've been doing this for almost 4 years, and we've never missed a week of publishing an episode in all that time. We enjoy it, and we know being consistent is super important. Written content is usually delivered through a blog. And in case you're wondering, because I saw this posted in a Facebook group a couple weeks ago, are people still reading blogs? Yeah, people are still reading blogs for sure. I know I do. Do you ever read blogs, Karen?
Absolutely. I research things all the time, and blogs are the main thing that comes up in the search.
Exactly. Yeah. So blogs are still alive and well. And then number 2, audio. We talked about audio content. So this would be a format such as a podcast. It could also be an audio only platform such as Clubhouse. I've been dabbling, just kind of more observing Clubhouse. I think it launched or was released to everyone on iOS back in January. Here's something that's kind of cool. Facebook is working behind the scenes. They're going to be releasing an audio format sometime this year too. So we're kind of curious about that. And then number 3, video content. This you could do this in the way of live streaming. It could be recorded video. Recorded video can include so many different options. Now it could be stories. It could be stories on Facebook and Instagram. It could be reels and IGTV on Instagram. It can also include YouTube and any other platform out there. Really, there's so many options. And recorded video is great when you're starting out if you aren't ready for live video. We think recorded video is awesome to kind of build your confidence and kind of like use as your training wheels. If you want to overcome your fear of live video, be sure to tune into episode 171 of the podcast, where we covered this in great detail. And then on episode 188, we covered time-saving tips for creating video consistently. And we will link both of those up in the show notes for you.
Those are both very good episodes if you're just kicking off your video content. All right. So step number 2 is decide how often you will put out content. So the idea is, now that you've decided which type of content will work best for you, it's time to decide how often you'll create brand new content. Now, the key here is to decide on a schedule that works for you, not what people say you should be doing, right? We can say on the podcast, we recommend weekly, but if that just does not fit into your schedule, then don't stress out over it. If you only have the bandwidth right now to do, let's say, 1 video a week, 1 story a week for 1 minute, then just do that. In step 3, we're going to give a few ideas for repurposing your new piece of content. Repurposing isn't the same or nearly as time consuming as new content. You'll probably only need to create new content once or twice a month based on your preference. And then the rest of the time, we encourage you to repurpose. How often new content is necessary will really depend on what that content is. So let me give you an example. Let's say that you create an epic blog post once a month. It has 5 to 7 teaching points, lots of examples and screenshots and bullet points. It might be as much as 2,000 or 2,500 words in length, so very detailed. If that's what you love to create, then go for it, but just do it once a month. A piece of content like this will take several hours to put together, but it will only be necessary once a month. And then the rest of the month, you'll be breaking it down into mini trainings, social media posts, videos, etc. Right? You can do a live stream. You can do stories using that content as your outline. All of this repurposing content will keep driving traffic back to that one epic blog post. Another example would be delivering one 25 to 30 minute live stream training every other week. Once the training is finished, you can have a VA transcribe it into a written blog post that then can be added to your blog and published on social media. You can also grab some sound bites from that video for social media or key learning points that you can turn into a social media graphic carousel. So carousel is when you post more than one picture at a time. And, like on Instagram, you can swipe through them. That's called a carousel. And a lot of people use those to tell stories, and you could use those to tell the story of your training. And the last example is that you could record a weekly 20-minute podcast. Your topics support your ideal clients, and each episode is a mini training designed to help your listening audience get to know you better, take many steps in their journey in building their business or in their health. And then you'll start to see results, or we'll start to see results by implementing what you teach. But it's just one 20-minute audio recording for a podcast. So you can see there are many different ways that you can approach this, and many more than what we talked about here. It's up to you, but just deciding on a schedule that will work for you and how often you're going to put out content takes the load off of feeling like you're not doing enough, and instead sets you on the path for success because you'll be reaching your goals.
Yeah, there's two things I want to add to that. One is maybe you don't have a VA. A great service I've heard of, I haven't used it myself. Tell me if you have, Karen, for transcribing is rev.com. It's rev.com. And I guess you upload the audio and it automatically transcribes it for you.
Yeah, I've used them lots and lots and lots and lots of times, and they're amazing. Yes, really good.
Oh, cool. And the other thing is, now I've lost my train of thought. Let me think about this. Well, maybe okay. I know what it was. Okay. So see if you can relate to this. Sometimes you hear people say, oh my gosh, if you really want to reach people on Instagram, you need to be doing one reel every single day. Have you heard something similar, Karen?
Oh, yes. And the answer is no way, Jose.
Yeah. Even if it's one. So for me personally, I'm like, okay, yeah, thanks. Maybe that's the quote unquote ideal. Sorry, ain't happening, right? So I just don't have the time for that. So that's what we're saying here. People may have recommendations of what's ideal or what you quote unquote should be doing. But really the fact of the matter is you just need to figure out what's going to work for you, because we're pretty sure, just like us, you have a life outside of your business. You've got family. You might have another job. There's a lot other stuff going on. I honestly don't know what these people do that are on social media for hours every day. But you know what? Good for them. It doesn't work for us, and it might not work for you. So we get it. All right, let's move on to step number 3. Plan ahead for how you'll consistently repurpose your main content. Having a plan in advance of how you want to repurpose your content will keep you on track, and it will help you be consistent. And what's a great idea is to keep a checklist handy for this. That's what I do. So here are some ideas. You can repurpose your content using some of the following methods. Number 1, break your main content into a 2 to 3 part mini series on social media or email. It could be and or email. Number 2, have your videos and or your podcast transcribed and use those as a blog post. Oh my gosh, what a time saver. Number 3, break it up into 3 to 5 bulleted teaching points that can be used as a carousel post on Instagram or Facebook. Number 4, turn a blog post into a live stream, or like we said before, you can turn a live stream into a blog post. Number 5, I think, I'm losing track. Break your content, break it up into Instagram or Facebook stories. And then last but not least, whatever you're creating should be emailed to your list each week. That way you have a topic to cover for that too. Because I hear this question, well, gosh, what do I post on social media? And then what do I send on my email list? Like, kind of, you want to meld that so that way you're sending your email subscribers, whether you include the content within the body of the email, that's one option. Some people say yes, some people say no. So do what you want with that. I think it's a good idea to include a link to something else that they can read, such as a blog post, to something they can watch, such as a video. That's all part of the customer journey. And the more ways that people can consume your content, the more formats, the more they're going to get to know you. And that's the thing about blog posts or email, right? This is very, black and white. People don't get really a sense of your personality as much as they do when they see you on video. So we think that's important. Anything else you want to say about that, KP?
I think we've covered it. I think those are some great examples, and they're perfect for someone that's just starting out that wants to systematize their content creation. Stick with that.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be super complicated or super time consuming. So let's recap. There you have it. 3 steps to effectively use content to attract your ideal clients. The key here really is to plan ahead and be strategic by repurposing as much as possible. This is going to save you hours and hours each and every month, while at the same time, you're going to be able to show up consistently for your email subscribers and your social media followers.
Yeah, perfect. So guys, we want you to do this to make life easy so you have more time for the thing that makes your business a business, which is paying clients. So embrace this, make it your own, and then let us know how it goes. Reach out to us on Instagram. Kathleen is at Kathleen Legris. I'm at Karen Paddock. Screenshot this episode, DM us, whatever. We want to hear from you. We want to hear how it's going. So you can find all the show notes of everything that we mentioned here today on the podcast at the URL wbpodcast.com/211. Also, be sure to add your name to our wait list for the Wellness Business Accelerator. As we mentioned, we're opening the doors on Tuesday, September 14th. And our mission with this program, the system, and our intent as your mentors and coaches for 12 weeks is to show you exactly how to build a fully booked practice in the next 6 months. So we're starting in September. So by the end of January, we're looking at you having a fully booked practice. If that's an idea that you love and you're curious and you want to know more and just kind of be in the loop, just go to wbwaitlist.com and we'll keep you in that loop of all the important dates and specials and bonuses and all the cool stuff that's coming your way. When we were together in Scottsdale, Arizona, we made a pretty amazing plan, and you're going to want to be in the loop. So wbwaitlist.com, just grab your spot there and we'll keep you in the loop. Now, between now and then, we want you to have an amazing day, amazing week, and an amazing month. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you back here soon.
We'll see you later. Take care.
Thank you for listening to the Wellness Business Podcast. For show notes and free resources, visit wbpodcast.com.